Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a bit of a different video. We're in iRacing for a couple of races around Lime Rock Park. So starting up race number 1, lining up on the grid in 7th place here. We get a good run, we're going to get a jump on car number 10. That's us, upper place into 6th. Staying on the inside into turn 1, this is the place to be really here. Especially on lap 1, you just can't hang it around the outside, there's no grip, and sure enough, we're going another place, up now, into 5th position. Looking for the opening, and it's getting a bit messy up in front, going too wide. There'll be opportunities here, just need to look for the gap, move on to the outside on car number 2. We've got the run on car number 9 here, we look to the outside, but we get shut off. And that puts us under pressure here. We're going to run round the outside of the chicane, and finally we make the move, and we're now up into 4th place. So that was a good opening lap. We gained 3 positions. The next car up the road is Sean Johnson in 3rd place. We're sitting about a second back from him at the moment, and we really want to try and bring that gap down and look to make an overtake. But we were relatively closely matched on pace, and for the next couple of laps wasn't able to close him down. So we're going to skip ahead now to lap number 5. You can see the gap not really changing, sitting at 0.8 seconds, coming down massively into turn 1, but through the exit, just not able to get a good run, and he's still keeping decent pace advantage over us. See, 1st place is well and truly run away with it, 6 seconds in the lead. We're not going to catch him. Best we can hope for in this race now is 2nd, and that's what we're going to set our sights towards. So coming into the chicane once again, this was a corner that I felt was really strong at during the race. You can see Sean makes a mistake. I've got a massive run on him here. Look to the inside, think about making a move, but think better of it. In hindsight, probably could have gone for the move, but did not want to crash here. Was quite happy with 4th, to be honest, and didn't want to risk throwing it all away for a silly crash. But we've seen that this guy does make mistakes. There will be opportunities for us in this race. We just need to follow him closely and wait for the opportunity. Coming into turn 1 again, we're running a bit deep here, and that's given us quite a poor exit relative to 3rd place. But I'm coming up to sort of my favourite section now, up towards the chicane, and that's where really I felt I was strongest and where there were opportunities in this race, and that's going to be no different on this lap. Coming down to the chicane now, if you watch the guy in 2nd place, see he runs very wide, missing the 1st apex. It's caused a concertina effect, and we're going to take full advantage of that. Very opportunistic overtake, and we've gained 2 positions through that sequence of corners, up now into 2nd place. And really the rest of the race was just about maintaining 2nd place. 1st was well up the road, we were not going to catch him, 9-second lead. And you can see now coming towards the end of lap number 10, we did indeed stay in 2nd place. There was no real pressure from behind, and we didn't have the pace to catch 1st. So that was race number 1, and a pretty solid 2nd place. Moving on to race number 2 now, and we've started 4th position. Once again, moving over to the inside very early. It's absolutely the place to be around Lime Rock. Want to make sure no one can get on the inside, and that way we guarantee not to lose any positions off the start. Keeping it nice and tidy through turn 1. Tyres are still cold, don't want to make any mistakes, don't want to go for any big lunges. Just want to maintain our position, look for any openings if we can find one. And this is going to be an opening. Car number 7's run very wide, and we're going to take the spot nice and cleanly. We're up now into the podium places. So it's another good lap 1. Gained a position once again, and into my favourite corner on the track here, the chicane. We're going to get extremely slowed down by the guy in 2nd, having to back off the throttle to not make contact there. But don't want to force the issue just yet. I'd rather me 2nd and 1st place, just build a gap, get away from 4th place, and then we can worry about fighting forward rather than having to defend. But see in the final corner, that is not what's happened. Gone right into the grass, and that has put me under huge pressure from behind. We have to defend this now, because Ollie is coming very rapidly, side by side round turn 1, but you can see the power of being on the inside. We just even for a massively compromised corner entry, we still managed to get him, and we just about hold on to third place. But exactly what I didn't want to happen has happened. Now we had what was a three-way fight for the lead. It's now turned into a four-way fight, and I can't think about going forward because I've got to worry about defending at the same time. It's exactly what I didn't want, but didn't quite want to make the move there. I was worried that car 8 was not going to leave the space, and once again we're compromised. Didn't know where car number 7 was. I could have gone to the outside, but wasn't sure, so we take a narrow entry into the penultimate corner, but we're still just about hanging on to third. But we need to be careful here because first is starting to get away, and unless we make the move quickly on second, it's going to be another repeat of the race where we just second is all we're fighting for. So we want to get the move done quickly as we can. Into turn 1. Nothing really going on here, just taking a nice easy corner, waiting for my favourite part of the track to see what will unfold. Running down into the back straight now. I'm purely focused at the moment on second place and completely miss the lunge from behind. Have to give him the space, and once again we're just able to hold on to fourth, but hold on to third, but it looks more like we're going to go backwards in this race rather than forwards, and that is not what we want. Coming down now into the final corner. Decent gap in front of us, 0.7 seconds and just 0.4 seconds behind. Need to try and change that if we can. Lap number 4. I'm going to ride on board here. Some things are going to happen. First, still not really getting away too much, 1.6 seconds off of second. He's building a gap, but not a massive gap, not unsurmountable by any stretch. Moving again down to the back straight, see if there's any opportunities this lap. Out of the chicane, my favourite overtaking place. Braking by the tree, turning in. We're getting closer, we're definitely getting there, but no real opportunities. But second place here is going to run very tight on the apex. Really poor run out of the penultimate corner, and we decided not to overtake there. We're just going to sit back, sit in the slipstream, try and get things done down into turn 1. So car number 8 defends to the inside. That's going to leave us on the outside, which is not really the place to be for turn 1, but we're going to have to try and make it work. You can see that power of the inside as 8 car comes back, but we're just about able to hang it around the outside and park it on the apex into turn 3, and that is us nicely up into second place. Now we've just got the leader to hunt down 2 seconds the gap to the leader, and this is where we'll see if we really have the pace to reel him in or not. Coming once again down into the chicane, you can see just how much time we're gaining in that chicane, down from 2 seconds to 1.8, gained easily 2 tenths there, 3 tenths now. That is a promising sign. That shows we have potentially got the pace to fight for the lead. Next laps are just going to be about consistently bringing down that gap, trying to do everything we can, while not forgetting about third place behind, making sure we build the gap to third so we don't have to fight and defend. Gap now down to 1.5 seconds, 1.4. We're taking tenths of a second out of this guy every lap, and this really shows we've got the pace to fight for the lead here. Coming down to the back straight once again. Gap still 1.3 seconds. So we've taken about a second out of him in 1 lap. That is really good pace from us and poor pace from first place. It's the worst feeling when you're in first and you see the guy in second just lap by lap, corner by corner, taking chunks out of your time. You know he's coming. Don't know how to defend against him. You can't really defend against him. Just got to somehow pull more time out of your pocket, but it means you overdrive the car. You know you haven't got the pace, you push, you make mistakes, and it makes it worse in the end. And it's exactly what's happening here to Alvaro. We skip ahead now to lap number 8. The gap was pretty consistent for a couple of laps there. 0.8 seconds, not really able to get inside that, but there will be opportunities here, I think, with 3 laps to go in this race. Gap still 0.7 seconds, 0.8 seconds, coming down to my favourite part of the track once again. Gap now 0.6 seconds. And you can see here, Alvaro takes a really narrow line into the chicane, and this is what's costing him the time. We're much wider, turning in much more aggressively, and that's given us a massive run down to the final corner. Once again, we can look to the inside. This time we are going to make the move, not going to be tentative this time. And that is us up into first place. We've watched right on board with Alvaro here. You see we easily get it done on the apex, but that is going to leave us vulnerable, because he's going to have the toe all the way down the straight, and that is potentially going to spell danger for us. See the gap, 0.4 seconds, closing all the time. We've got a massive slipstream. I move to the inside, not really to defend, just try and break the slipstream. Then right before the braking zone, we adapt to the outside, get the racing line. Alvaro doesn't move to the outside. That gives him a worse line into turn 1, and that's helped us hold on to the lead there. But he's still right behind us, coming into my favourite section. Hopefully we can pull some time here. He is putting us under all sorts of pressure. We're not able to comfortably pull away like I expected to here. You can see once again into the chicane, takes massively compromised line, and that gives us a massive run over him. Gap now up to 0.7 seconds. He was pretty much nose to tail with us before the chicane, but 0.7 seconds, that is a comfortable lead going into the last lap here, and we are now skipping ahead to the last lap. You can see the lead did not build, but it didn't reduce either, and we're going to cross the line to win at Lime Rock Park